Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a funny story time about my ex. But before we jump into it, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy stuff like this. Stay subscribed to my channel if you're not already, and ring the bell so that you get notified every time I post a video. And yeah, well, let's jump into it. Okay, now a little disclaimer, I just want to say, I already filmed this once and then I didn't like the camera angle. I realized the camera was slowly like tipping like up the whole time, and by the end of the video, like most like here was cut off and it was like just my neck and my head, so I didn't like it. So I'm refilming, so if I seem like I'm stumbling over my words and trying to make sure I said everything, that's what's going on. But yeah, the joys of being an aspiring YouTuber. Anyways, yeah, so some background. This was probably in 2019, I believe. It might have been late in 2018, but I think it was sometime in early to mid 2019. So basically, something me and my ex liked to do together was to shop at thrift stores. And I love thrifting. I love finding a deal at a thrift store. I love getting clothes at good deals, whether it's a name brand or just something basic like a pair of denim shorts I've gotten. Like all the shorts I wear most often are from Goodwill, and I have no shame in getting Goodwill stuff that is good condition and a good deal. So yeah, that's something that I love to do. And that was a favorite thing of ours, was to go to thrift stores and just shop. So one day we went thrifting and we would always look at the clothes and stuff, and sometimes he'd help me pick out outfits because I'm all for, you know, wearing something that your significant other likes, as long as it's something you also like. Don't wear clothes that you hate just because your significant other likes them. Like, that's never a good thing. If it's not something that you're into and you're only wearing it for them, that's not a good thing. It should be something that both of you enjoy. But anyway, so we were shopping for clothes and we found this dress, and I'm going to insert a picture right here or somewhere, and I would insert a better picture, but this is the only picture I could find of the dress. So I'll leave it up a little longer so that you can see the details as I'm talking about them. But basically it was strapless, it was light blue with like kind of a white pattern, and the hemline was kind of uneven, which was something that I liked. I thought it was stylish, but the only thing was this dress was very see-through. Like, hold it up and I can see you clearly through all the layers of fabric. I don't remember it being lined. Yeah, so it was pretty see-through. So I was like, I'm not sure if I really like this, and it's very see-through. So we agreed to buy it on like, you know, trial period, because it was only like $5 or something. We agreed to buy this dress on like a trial period, see if we could make it work, and like redonate it if it didn't. So we took it home, and I'm not gonna remember the exact like timeline of things, but basically this story unfolded over several weeks of us trying to figure out how to style the dress. So we just tried a number of like different pairs of shorts under the dress, and mind you, all of them looked fine. Every pair that I tried looked fine, but he was not happy with any of them. So my favorite was the white denim shorts that I have. I wore those underneath, and it looked great because it complemented the white in the dress. He didn't like those. I tried my regular like denim shorts. He didn't like those. I tried another pair of denim shorts I have. He didn't like those. So we just could not agree on what to wear underneath the dress. And like I said, everything I was trying looked fine, but he didn't like any of it. So basically one day he was like, I want to go to Goodwill and look for shorts to wear under this dress. And I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't feel like going because I think I was either tired or had a headache or something, and I was like, here's the dress, you go. So he grabs the dress and then he goes to Goodwill. So fast forward like a few minutes and he calls me and he's just so excited. He's like, you're not gonna believe this, but I found this pair of shorts and they're like almost the exact same color and pattern as the dress. And he was just so excited. And I'm thinking, wow, really? Like that would be really coincidental to find shorts that are that similar, but you know, I'll believe it when I see it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So send me a picture. So we hang up and he sends me a picture and I was able to find the photo, so I'll insert it right here for you. Yeah, just have a look, enjoy. So yeah, I called him back and I said his name and I said, do you not see that that's like 12 shades darker than the dress and it's a completely different pattern? And he was like, oh. And he was just so disappointed. Now, mind you, this is important to say. My ex was colorblind. So there was some confusion there. And let me also say, I don't want to crap on colorblindness or people who have it. I know that it's totally not a joke, like it's a very real thing. But I still feel like though he was colorblind, he still should have been able to see in his own way that, you know, that the dress and the shorts were not the same color. Because I know people, when they're colorblind, they perceive color differently, and he had to learn, like, with traffic lights, red and green looked similar, so he just had to learn which one of those was at the bottom so that he would know when to go and when to stop, because they both looked so similar to him. So I get it, people have to, like, adapt, but even if you're seeing, you know, the dress as, you know, lavender and the shorts as like dark purple, I don't know. I'm not trying to make fun of colorblindness or act like that's not a big deal, but I still think he should have been able to tell that they're not the same color. Whatever that looks like for his eyesight, I feel like he still should have been able to tell that they were different colors. So, but he couldn't. So basically he was like really disappointed, really upset that it didn't work. And not gonna lie though, the shorts were kind of cute and I almost wish I'd had him buy them, but whatever. So he comes home and brings me back the dress, and I don't really remember like the timeline of how the rest of this unfolded, but basically we just kept trying the shorts that I had. We were trying to meet in the middle because I liked whatever. So at this point it was, which thing does he hate the least? And finally I started putting two and two together and realizing that I had information that he didn't. And this was something that we struggled with too, like him more so than me, but having information in our head that we thought the other person had, particularly in this case because it should have been obvious and apparently wasn't. So I finally had to say to him, I said his name and I said, this dress, whatever I wear under it is going to be visible because of how see-through it is, or something to that effect. And he was like, oh. And he was so disappointed, so put out, and I hadn't said that to begin with because it's completely obvious. Hold up the dress and you can see right through it. Any normal, sane person would have taken one look and been like, wow, I'm gonna have to watch what I put under here and make sure it matches whatever. It was completely obvious how see-through it was. And I just had to realize he somehow thinks that if we find just the right pair of shorts, you won't be able to see them and it'll look like a normal dress. So he's really upset that whatever I wear under it is gonna be see-through. So then the next thing he says, and this actually might have happened before I told him everything I wear under here will be visible. I'm not sure exactly on the order in which he said all this, but he said to me, just the audacity, he said, well, couldn't you just wear like sky blue underwear? I looked at him, I was completely flabbergasted. I looked at him and I said, no. And he said, well, why not? It's like, is this really happening? Do I have to explain this to him like he's 5? So I said to him, and I used his name again, I think, and I said, because they'll be completely visible under there. And I believe I also said, I took the opportunity to tell him, even if they're not completely visible, you'll be able to see the entirety of my legs, which would make it completely obvious that I'm only wearing underwear under the dress. And he was so upset. He was so sad. Like, he wasn't angry or mad at me for what I said. He was just so disappointed and sad that that wasn't going to work. And I was just absolutely flabbergasted. Now let me rephrase. Did he, like, was he okay with me wearing a dress that showed off my underwear to the world? No, I genuinely don't think he was. But because he was colorblind, I don't think he understood that my underwear was going to show under here. I don't think he understood that at all until I laid it out for him and I had to say, look, it's gonna show. Even if it doesn't, my legs are gonna show, whatever. I don't think he would have wanted people seeing my underwear when we're out and about. I genuinely don't think he wanted that. I just think he did not get it, that that's what was gonna happen. So yeah, that happened. And then I believe I also told him, I said, the only thing that would remotely work is if we had shorts that were made out of the same fabric as the dress. But even then, it would still be completely obvious that I'm wearing shorts under here made out of the same dress fabric. And that's when he really started to understand what I had known all along and just didn't bother to say to him because I thought it was completely obvious, but apparently he needed it spelled out for him, so whatever. So yeah, at that point, we ended up going for, and I don't remember if I had these already or if we found them at Goodwill, but a light wash denim shorts. And I will maybe insert a picture of them here, but they're basically light wash denim with some like lace detailing on the pockets. They didn't look horrible under the, they were not my first pick to wear to the dress. The white shorts were my first pick because they complemented the pattern on the dress, but he didn't like those. This was the one thing. It was basically what's the pair of shorts that he minds the least so that we can stop fighting. That's basically where we were at this point. So those were a pair that worked well, that he liked. And yeah, so he ended up taking me somewhere to do a photo shoot in the dress, which this is entirely another matter, but he would make me pose in positions that were physically uncomfortable for me because he thought they were attractive. And the biggest one was having my legs crossed at the ankles, but my toes pointing in the opposite direction. So it looked like this if I'm doing it with my arms, like pretend these are my feet, like ankles crossed and then my toes pointing like that. It was physically uncomfortable, so I would have to stand like that for like 5 minutes or something while he took all these photos. So we did that, and I'm just like, whatever. I'm glad he's tolerating the dress now, and I would include some of those photos here, but I deleted all of them because I was traumatized from this whole incident. So yeah. And needless to say, I dumped the dress at Goodwill before I moved away from the state where we lived, because I was traumatized about everything. So yeah, so in case you wonder what some couples fight about, there you go. So yeah, basically this was, I mean, obviously this was traumatizing while it was happening, but now I just laugh about it, and I think it's hilarious, and it's just laughable. So I figured that I would share that with you today. So that's pretty much it. That is the story of how we fought for weeks over how to style a Goodwill dress. And literally it was weeks. It was probably like a good couple months that we were fighting over this dress, and I never really liked the dress, and I liked it even less after we fought over it for so long. So yeah, so there you go. But anyway, yeah, so if you enjoy this type of thing, give this video a thumbs up, and maybe I'll post more in the coming months. I have a lot of stories about my ex. I'm gonna be careful what I post though, because I don't want to just use this platform to trash talk my ex. That's not what we're about. I just want to get a laugh over some of the funny stuff that happened. I'm not gonna share any of the like super traumatic, like nobody should treat a girl this way. I don't know if I'm really gonna talk about that. Like, I don't want to share too much and have it come back to haunt me, but this was just a funny one that I get a laugh out of now, that I thought that I should share with you guys so that you can laugh with me. So if you enjoyed, please give this a thumbs up, and remember to stay subscribed to my channel and ring the bell so that you get notified every time that I post a video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.